Hafere and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Isa Baza. Glad you could join us. We see them along the crossroads, sleeping under pavilions and asking for money on the side of the road. And in an effort to address the island's increasingly noticeable homeless population, Governor Eddie Calvo is pushing to create a centrally located night shelter. Here's more. For Leonard Martinez, living on the streets is a reality he's forced to face.
I don't really stay with family because when I stay with them, they chase me out or they get mad. I don't want to depend on them.
He's one of roughly 1,000 homeless individuals without a place to sleep at night. Governor Eddie Calvo is hoping to provide a shelter to house people like Leonard by renting out a commercial apartment building in central Guam. The shelter would also double as a hub for faith-based organizations and service providers that can work to help homeless individuals and families get back on their feet.
A community is I think, is judged on how it treats its most marginal, its most vulnerable. And we do have a homeless situation in this island, and it's something that we have to confront. At the very least, we should have some sort of facility, particularly with these families where there's young children that are right now, the ceiling that they have at night when they sleep is either a forest canopy or the stars. That we as a people of Guam have to put some facility up that will allow for them, at least for evenings, so that they can at least get a shower, have a roof over them.
While one homeless woman told KUAM she's unsure of where the homeless are expected to go during the day, Leonard seems supportive of the governor's proposal to house them at night.
Just to stay more safe, to be out in the street than to get hurt,
The governor hopes to lease an apartment complex with 15 or more units and has directed Guam Housing Corporation President Chris Duenas to issue a request for interest to solicit feedback and eventually source funding for the proposed project.
I think it's important as our island progresses, we must make sure that no one is left behind.
Agano Heights Mayor Paul McDonald doesn't want to politicize the Liberation Day Carnival any longer, but was honest in saying this year has not been as successful as years past.
Several of them, would come up and say, wow, what a mess.
There has been public outcry about the lack of casino gambling this year, with many pointing fingers at some lawmakers. And while McDonald understands the casino ban wasn't against the mayors, he says he'd hoped they'd receive funding for the stage, entertainment, and fireworks. He says the governor's cabinet and the Liberation Queens Committee was instrumental in helping with what they could.
There were just people going around that the legislature were not in support of the festivities, and we just said, hey guys, it was about the casino and not about the festivities that the senators did it.
McDonald says the council is working on a report to present to the legislature that will comprise of a funding request for next year's festivities or an agreement that will allow them to include other games of chance from carnivals past, like the color game, Beto Beto, and Over and Under. The carnival is open from Wednesday through Sunday at the Paseo grounds from 6 to 10 p.m. Another bill for Guam signage has been introduced, this time by Senator Tom Atta, explaining the penalties for signage violations and fines for any delayed actions on those violations. Bill 154 would update laws to keep up with the modernization of commercial signage. The bill intends to address public safety to Guam's roads, ensure the aesthetics of the community are protected, and so off-premise signs are placed and operated in a manner that does not harm surrounding properties. Local signs have been a point of contention for lawmakers recently, like Bill 116, which would give Public Works administrative and enforcement jurisdiction over signage laws. Meanwhile, Bill 95, recently signed into law, now legalizes sign variances granted by the GLUC on or before May 15, 2017, as long as all business license requirements are met and are maintained in good standing. CNMI Representative Ivan Blanco has introduced mirroring legislation for Guam residents to exchange their Guam driver's licenses for a CNMI driver's license. The legislation comes just weeks after Guam Senator Will Castro introduced his bill for driver's license reciprocity for Saipan drivers to do the same. Saipan Governor Ralph DLG Torres has also formally given his support. In a letter to Speaker BJ Cruz, Torres calls the legislation a common-sense bill that marks a new era in the relationship of our islands. Castro has cited that many Signage drivers come to Guam for school, business, and medical referrals. Castro contends the process is overburdensome, even requiring a 5-year verification. Castro's bill states you must be a U.S. citizen, at least 18 years of age, and must have had a driver's license for more than 1 year. Could increased Chinese investments in the Western Pacific be part of Beijing's long-term military defense strategy? That was the subject of a presentation by John Thomas Brown of the Guam U.S.-Asia Security Alliance. Speaking before the Rotary Club, Brown explained the doctrines called, quote, the first and second island chains, quote, end quote. He says China has identified 2 sets of island arcs that are across the Pacific as its first and second lines of defense. Guam and the Northern Marianas are key links to the second line. Brown suggests China is growing its influence by pouring money into the region, pointing at the recent Chinese-owned casino in Saipan.
You really have to be aware of the way that they are insinuating themselves slowly but surely and edging people out. It's a crowding out theory. That has been more pernicious than all the missiles that have been shot.
Brown says it's not just the growing investments in Micronesia that officials need to be wary of. He says it's also the Chinese rhetoric to discourage new American military developments, such as training facilities in the Marianas. According to a report by the American think tank RAND Corporation, China will have the means to achieve its first island chain policy by the year 2020. 281 teacher vacancies. That's the latest number reported by the Guam Department of Education. Superintendent John Fernandez said the number of vacancies will continue to decrease as educators accept positions throughout this week. The department has struggled with a teacher shortage over the past few years, along with districts throughout the United States. Those interested in applying to open positions can contact the GDOE Human Resources Department at 475-0496. Guam Education Board Chair Peter Alexis Atta has raised concern over plans to expand the island's Head Start program despite a reduction in enrollment last year.
And your plan is now to expand 2 other schools. Am I reading that correctly?
Head Start Project Director Catherine Schroeder said the reduced enrollment may be due to extended hours or to students transferring to other schools and programs including pre-kindergarten. Superintendent John Fernandez.
We also want to make sure we're not cannibalizing from Head Start and that we're also looking in areas where there is existing demand or pent-up demand so that we can, so we're not putting pre-K classrooms in areas that are going to be hard to enroll students. So a lot of that will require working in partnership with our Head Start program to make sure that, we're not just seeing people shift from one program to another, but that we're actually adding pre-K participants.
DOE requested $681,000 in the FY18 budget to expand the pre-K program to 4 classrooms next school year. And now for this month's Good Neighbor segment, featuring a Good Samaritan in our community and highlighting their everyday acts of selflessness. This month we feature a young man who's turning to social media to raise awareness on a growing problem here on island.
The Good Neighbor, presented by Title Guarantee, Guam's first, oldest, and most experienced title and escrow company.
Justin Cruz is talking trash about Guam's littering problem.
In between classes at UOG, I would decide to go down to Marine Lab to kind of enjoy the ocean and whatnot. And on my way down, I noticed in a little nook in the jungle, kind of smelled like beer and also a lot of beer cans and all the trash in there. And it kind of just made me mad.
Rather than complain, he took action.
And so, when I got the chance, I came back with a couple of trash bags and picked it up just because I was pissed.
And he told his friends, using social media, of course.
I'm going to hashtag it. Everyone's on social media, especially, around my generation and whatnot. And so I was like, I'm going to hashtag it. And so, if you see trash, you pick it up. Just hashtag pick it up Guam. So they started pushing that, and it just kind of sparked from there.
He'd also make a public service announcement for a sociology class.
We just had to do a PSA, and they're like, find a problem that you could possibly look into fixing, all this and that. And that's when my mind started going. Good morning, Guam. So our home has a littering problem, and the litter could be sometimes found in our home, in our beaches, and sometimes in our school. But you want to know you can help? Just gotta pick it up, Guam.
His friends took notice and wanted to help.
The hope for it is just that people take initiative upon themselves to pick it up when they see it.
Also taking notice was the Lieutenant Governor's office.
We actually had Guam beautification people get a hold of me too. And they actually donated some gloves and some trash bags, so if I ever want to do it again, you know, I have the means to.
As this week's Good Neighbor recipient, Title Guarantee will donate $100 to Cruz's charity of choice. His pick, Island Girl Power, because of his mentor, Juanita Blas. Blas is the program director of the nonprofit. Cruz credits her for much of his success to date and volunteers his time every week to IGP.
The Good Neighbor, presented by Title Guarantee, Guam's first, oldest, and most experienced title and escrow company.
Stay tuned next on Weekend Edition. We'll rehash some of the big stories of the past week, and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers report.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
This is Tabby. Tabby service provider is IT&E. This allows her to walk on campus without having to rely on Wi-Fi.
Hey, Abby. Hey, I switched to the IT&E student plan just like you. I love how affordable their plan is. I'm so glad I switched to IT&E. What?
Get up to 5 gigs a month for just $30 and the first 3 months free at IT&E. IT&E.
Advances in technique and medications used to prevent dental pain have shattered the myth that a dental visit is something to fear. Even the dreaded root canal or wisdom tooth extraction. Swabbing or spraying a topical numbing agent on before the injection and using different techniques and anesthetics can create a relatively comfortable or pain-free injection. Injections are often the most feared procedure. Some patients don't like the sounds or the vibrations of decay removal. If you're still nervous or you gag easy, despite these techniques, very safe oral medicines can be taken before your dental appointment to eliminate all fears, or some clinics use nitrous oxide gas. Pain relievers can easily be prescribed to eliminate mild to severe dental discomfort after any visit. For your Helpful Dental Minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. We shall never know all the good that a simple smile can do.
Oh! Ruby Tuesday puts the O in dinner combos with Garden Bar Plus entrees for only $20.99. Choose salmon moco, petite sirloin, or pesto chicken pasta. Only at Ruby Tuesday. Oh!
Hafide, and welcome to Rehash, where we recap the big stories of the weekend. Nestor, you're the odd man out today, only man on the team, so let's hear what's happening with Madeline.
Well, one of the stories that we were working on this week was a report that a ethics complaint has been filed against Congresswoman Berdallo. They responded by saying that they believe it to be politically motivated. and it had to do with the lodging here on Guam. The way they explained it was the fact that Guam is so far from Washington, D.C., that she has actually leased her home here and stays at an apartment that is owned by her sister. And so the complaint centers around that, and the Ethics Committee has taken that, and it will be reviewing it and will announce later next month, I believe, whether they will proceed with that. But even though the Congresswoman has said that it's politically motivated, they haven't released any details of why they think it's so.
Okay, so we'll see what comes out with that. Hopefully we find out next month. And then Crystal, also big news with the church this week.
Progress to report, at least we hope so. Back on the table are settlement discussions, and this time it's something different in the sense that parties have secured, at least the plaintiff's attorney and the Archdiocese of Agana attorney, they've secured a mediator, and this mediator is a judge that's not from Guam. Already we saw what happened when the filings were made in the local courts, a lot of judges disqualifying themselves, but this judge is a retired federal judge. He's Oregon-based. His name is Michael Hogan, and he's, apparently from his website at least, he's resolved hundreds and hundreds of clergy sex abuse cases, or at least sexual abuse cases, and he's represented a bunch of dioceses, archdioceses and dioceses, and so it's basically, with that news, the federal court said, hey, we will grant this motion to stay. That means we're going to click the pause button. We're not going to take any more action in the court system, at least for the federal filings, and so they can give a chance for the mediations to occur. And Mr. Hogan will be on Guam late October, early November, so hopefully we'll get to meet him there. And hopefully they can also resolve the cases filed in the Superior Court of Guam. So we are like 100, I've lost count, honestly, almost 100 cases of clergy sex abuse, or those that are also work for the church.
Okay, well, another case in court has to do with the Verona Resort and Spa in Tumon, and so I covered this past week. Verona has had a kind of a history of some issues with compliance with employment law. There's been an investigation in the past by Department of Labor into employees saying they weren't getting paid on time, and so this new complaint also has to do with employment laws, but there was this woman back in 2014 who alleges she was discriminated against and fired because she was pregnant, and she asked for an accommodation but was allegedly denied that accommodation. So that lawsuit was filed in court last week. We'll see where that goes in the federal court. And Val, I know you covered a really sad story this week.
I did. And it's the passing of Senator Sonny Orsini at the very young age of 48 years old. And he was the youngest member to ever enter the legislature at just 25 years old, the 23rd Guam legislature. And I personally had never met him myself, but it was an honor to hear all of the different stories from his friends and some of his colleagues. And a lot of the words that really stood out to me, charming and dynamic and down to earth, and a wonderful orator, and just somebody who they admired and they looked to as a mentor. He was passionate and articulate and a dedicated public servant. He was also a businessman, and it was very unfortunate to hear of his passing earlier this week. And I believe the state funeral is next week on Friday at the legislature at 2 p.m.
Definitely. Well, our condolences go out to all his friends and family. And of course, if you have any news tips, anything you think that we should look into, just send us a message at reporters@KUAM.com.
Hyundai's summer clearance event is happening now at Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus and Mighty. With financing as low as 1.99%. There's no better time to drive a new Hyundai Accent, ranked highest in initial quality, starting at just $11,995. Or the new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. SUV lovers, check out the new Hyundai Tucson starting at $19,995. Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our Hyundai summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adahi Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidus Ma'asi Matson.
Why is tourism Guam's #1 industry? Tourism benefits our economy. Visitors come to our shores to experience our island. More tourist spending means more dollars flowing into our economy. Tourism creates jobs. From bell service to front desk to tour agents, more jobs mean more opportunities. Tourism builds businesses. From hotels to shops to restaurants, more businesses mean more dreams come true. Tourism preserves our culture. In the visitor industry, culture takes center stage. Celebrating our culture means keeping our traditions alive. Tourism keeps our land and waters clean. It all adds up. Tourism improves our quality of life. It helps make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Tourism works for Guam.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not. King of the hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with 17% below MSRP on specially equipped Sierra SLT models. That's nearly $11,000 on this Sierra.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
An activity that is fun for one and all here in our island community is hiking. There are 1,000 places to go hiking all around Guam, but unfortunately our friends at the Guam Police Department have told us that they are seeing an uptick in the number of car break-ins because people are leaving valuables in their car. Fortunately, my buddy Paul Tapao is here. He's an officer with GPD. And Officer Tapao, what can you say about people leaving their cars? You know, those are, 2-3 hour excursions and everything like that, but, people would hope that if more than one car was left together, like community helps. But, is that an open target?
Yeah, absolutely. You leave yourself up. The vulnerability is high actually when you leave your car unattended, regardless if you leave it secure. The best way to protect it or to protect your valuables inside is to not leave anything in plain view or leave anything that can invite people to come and take a look and break into your cars. And this is the mistake in which a lot of our hikers are doing. They're finding that when they commit the crime, they bash the windows and they break into the car. Their wallets or their purses are missing because they pretty much left the items in plain view. So one way to prevent that while you're away during your hikes or your excursion is to pretty much secure everything, keep it out of plain view, secure some stuff in the trunk if you have to, or don't bring anything at all. Just with your necessities, your driver's license, some loose change, and then you can, carry what you can carry with you in your hike. You can take care of that.
Oh, you and I have talked about this many times because we're old enough to remember the Guam of yesteryear when you literally could leave your door unlocked.
Yeah, absolutely.
But these days, would you recommend people actually secure their belongings in their car in the glove compartment with it locked? I know a lot of people don't do that, but is that a good idea?
Yeah, it still leaves you open to car break-ins, but the best way to prevent it is just to be minimal. Bring your necessity, one card, either be your driver's license or your check card, some loose change, a cell phone, and you should be good to go. But leaving other stuff exposed like that, it makes it easier to become a victim. And yes, you're right. Gone are the days. I too used to leave my car open, telling people, "Hey, there's nothing in there." I'll put a sign on. There's nothing to take. Roll my windows down to prevent anything from.
People used to do that when we went to UOG. They'll be like, "Hey, in between classes, I'll just roll my window down to keep it cool."
Yeah, absolutely. But now we can't do that, so we still got to protect it. And you're going to take that risk when you know that you're going to leave your car isolated by itself, unattended for at least well over an hour or two. There's always that risk associated with what you do, but plan ahead and plan accordingly.
Well, and this topic has bearing because that is the focus of this week's Crime of the Week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a car breaking that happened over by the roadway to Leo Palace.
All right, let's find out what happened and what you can do to help.
On Saturday, July 1st, officers assigned to the Hagåtña Precinct Command responded to Leo Palace Resort in Zonia in reference to a burglary to a vehicle complaint. Now, according to the police report, a group of hikers arrived on the roadway leading into Leo Palace Resort in preparation for a group hike to Seagull Falls at around 8:30 in the morning. During the hike, one of the hikers was informed by a companion that their vehicle had been broken into while parked unattended along the shoulder roadway. An assessment was made in which it was discovered that the rear passenger window to a 2016 Nissan Versa was completely shattered. Additional discovery discovery revealed that a wallet containing miscellaneous personal belongings had been taken. Now, the Guam Crime Stoppers would like to advise the community to never leave personal valuables exposed or in plain view while leaving your vehicle unattended. Always park in well-lit areas or where there is heavy vehicle and foot traffic, as vehicles parked in isolated areas become easy targets for car break-ins. If you have any information about this crime or any other crime, please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. That's 477-4357. You can also send a text to 486-HELP. That's 486-4357. You can also submit information of a crime through our webpage at guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, Paul, we appreciate it as always. For people that don't know, what number can they contact their 911 service?
Oh, you can call our police, respectively at 472-9811, or if you want to report any suspicious activity or crimes that are happening, call our Crime Stoppers call center at 477-HELP. That's 4357.
And as I said, what number can you contact the 911 service? I hope that would be a fairly obvious question.
Quick, what's the number to 911?
Exactly. All right, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me again.
All right, I'm going to go figure out exactly what I was trying to say, and we'll be right back after this.
It's Nissan's Stay Fit sales event.
Fitness is important. You Nissan service pros are like trainers for my car's fitness.
Now check out this heart racing deal on the Sentra, starting at just $96 per pay period. That's right, the 5-star safety rated Sentra starting at $96 per pay period. And your new car fit kit includes free service, free car washes, and your own personal fitness watch.
Keeping it fit and clean with free car washes leaves me more time to focus on keeping myself fit.
The Stay Fit sales event. Find out more at Nissan Upper Tumon or online at NissanGuam.com.
This is Tabby. Tabby's service provider is IT&E. This allows her to walk on campus without having to rely on Wi-Fi.
Hey, Abby. Hey, I switched to IT&E student plan just like you. I love how affordable their plan is. I'm so glad I switched to IT&E. What?
Get up to 5 gigs a month for just $30 and the first 3 months free at IT&E.
Hyundai's summer clearance event is happening now. Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus and Mighty. With financing as low as 1.99%. There's no better time to drive a new Hyundai Accent, ranked highest in initial quality, starting at just $11,995. Or the new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. SUV lovers, check out the new Hyundai Tucson starting at $19,995. Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our Hyundai summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
My job is to protect. My job is to defend. My job is to be tough. That's why I train. That's why I need those who are tough around me. That's why I need a truck like this. Are you ready for a big boy truck?
America's best-selling truck for 40 years straight. When you're ready for a big boy truck, Triple J Ford is the place.
You need to get yourself a big boy truck.
Liberation Day Guam from AutoSpot Buick GMC.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy birthday, John Duenas. Enjoy your special day and may all your wishes come true. Love your family. Happy birthday, Jeremiah Casina. Love your friends and family. Happy birthday, Jevelyn Bartola Rose Elizabeth Baza Pangolinin. Love the family. Happy birthday to Patrick Thomas Sejo. We love you from To the Moon and Back from Dad, Mom, Auntie Irene, but Brother Peter Wolf from Kato, Tinala, and Dinan. Happy birthday, Tyler James. It was another crazy yet adventurous packed year spent with you and can't wait for what else God has planned. Happy birthday, Jocelyn Rages. Love your husband. Wishes you the best of happiest birthdays and says it seems like the older you get, the younger you look. Happy birthday, Kiana Liberty Iglesias Manabusin. Love the family. Happy birthday, second birthday to Madden Aquino. I love you with all my heart, Mama Charlene. Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.